Islam in Southeast Asia. Islam was taken to the Southeast Asia not through military conquest by the Arab armies, but by the Muslim merchants and the traders from Arab and India. There had been trade in spices and jewels between India and Southeast Asia as early as the 5th century, because craving with the Sanskrit writing of that time have been found there. Some of the inhabitants of the Malaysia and Indonesia were Hindus, but majority worshipped their own local gods. The period from 1500 to 1800 was crucial in the spread of the Islam in this region. Initially, the faith found a following along the coastlines of the Malaysian and Indonesian islands as the local people came in contact with the Arab and Indian Muslim merchants. In Mughal period, Muslim traders increased their activity in Southeast Asia, and many of them settled on the coast permanently. They traded all the year and sent back goods to India when the ships arrived with favorable winds. The local people admired the honesty and sincerity of the merchants. Indonesia was the largest number of Muslims than any other country in the world, 222.8 million in 2007. Islam is said to have spread there through the Sufi Turk. The basic tenets of Islam, the Quran, the practice of prayer and fasting, and the observance of other prescribed injunctions are the same in Southeast Asia as anywhere else in the Islamic world. However, the local culture and the custom have been absorbed into the tradition in later centuries, though there has been a trend towards Orthodox Islam as a center of learning. Madrasas were set up in Indonesia. The next largest Muslim country in this region is Malaysia. Islam was brought to this country as early as the 7th century by the Arab traders. Merchant also in the Philippines, and Islam spread some of its islands. The traditional trade route from West Asia to the east have also transported the faith of Islam from Arab to the Central Asia and China. The Great Silk Route is perhaps the most famous route followed by the traders and travelers, and it was through them that Islam reached China. In India, Muslims from 13.4% of the population of 1.2 billion. In China, Muslims account for 1.5% of the population, and they live mainly in the western provinces. The Central Asian states gained independence after the breakup of USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. Russia was known in 1990. Before their independence, their people, like those of other faiths, have been unable to practice their religion freely since 1970, but now they have reverted to the faith of their forefathers.